Alright, I wanted to stop before I got too far in and too much out into the open land here, because the wind is going pretty good down here, even more than it was the other day when I filmed. In fact, that place that I was at in my last video, this is part of that same river valley. This is about, there's a bunch of gulls out down here. I keep seeing them all over, playing in the wind. This is about 7 miles downstream of that location, so in case anybody was curious about that situation. But yeah, a lot of different landscape here, a lot more trees have grown up over the years, and but I think I'm going to move out more into the wind, unfortunately, but get out of that openness and toward that big old cloud of gulls down there that I saw from the bluff, and I'll go see what they're up. Some big old moose bones here. Laying in this little dip I found next to these little trees because I think it's the best wind block that I have in this area. Yeah, the big open river over there where I was filming out there, that's where all the gulls are hanging out. Some ravens flying around there too. Lots of wind flying around there too. But there's a lot of open land out there that I want to wander around in, but it's I'd have to cross that bigger channel, and I don't want to play that game. And so I'm going to try going that way more, going upstream, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to cross, but it looks like it opens up for some more places for me to wander. And also that corner over there is where all those gulls are gathered at. I don't want to like scare them off their little place there, but I'm kind of curious what they're up to. So I don't know if the camera's picking up that audio, but it's fun to listen to them. Seem to be having a good time. So I don't know what that was all about. They were, I wasn't even very close to them. But as soon as I came up to the edge of that embankment there, which was still a good distance off, and with the wind going and stuff, I didn't even think they'd really bother. But yeah, they didn't like that at all. And then they came up in the air and kind of did some loops around me. So they weren't just trying to get away from me. They were figuring out what I was. And I don't know if they're like, it's like nesting or mating or something important is going on in their lives. Maybe it's just a party. Either way, they didn't want me around, it seemed. So trying to be respectful. They got pretty agitated. Kind of fun seeing them up there in the wind though, drifting around. Starting to settle back in now. They mostly were swarming around me, and they followed me. I made sure to point my feet in the opposite direction and head this way, so they hopefully knew I wasn't messing with them. I still want to try to get down on that land near where they were because it stretches out, but I can skirt around through this stuff and I'll head out on the other side of where they're all on the ground there. Kind of fun seeing them though. This is my most windproof spot yet. Nice thick spruce forest right on the edge of the river. So I've been wandering up the river trying to see if I can cross that one channel. And I thought it was blocked on this corner, but I think it was an illusion. And I think it keeps going. So I'm just about to that spot here a little bit further. So I'm going to drop down there. I figured I'd drop some quick commentary here before I go in, because it's gonna get nice and open out there, so wind will be plenty. All right. I was also gonna mention, I've been surprised I've got so much sun. I thought it was gonna rain on me, or maybe even snow. We're kind of having that mix lately. There's something gnarly brewing over there, but it kind of calmed down. And now this is kind of brewing, but I can't tell if it's building this way or going on its way. But so far we got open sky and sun, which is nice. Not as silty as the rest of it. Almost a bluish green. Found a wind block. It's like this little eroded thing where something once flowed and no longer does. Kind of cool. So I came from over that way, and I've been wandering. I didn't expect this part to be so open, and back on the other side of this it keeps going. I don't know why this intrigues me so much. I was doing this in the last video with the other one, just exploring whatever open land the river gives me, because like I might come back here in a month and be blocked off from all the snow melt and everything running down through here. These channels will be completely different, and I might not get over here, and then maybe next spring I come out here and maybe I do get down onto this exact same spot, but it'll be completely transformed. New trenches, new log jams. I don't know, not that I'm like super interested in trenches and log jams, but something about this interests me, so I'm going to keep with it. Yeah, the sun's coming in and out. It's mostly the small cloud that keeps blocking the sun. It's not the big one, but the big one is kind of coming my way, and the small one is getting less small, so I might get some rain for my departure. It's a lot warmer out of the wind. That is kind of obvious, but it's a lot warmer. I've also been very intrigued during this trip, and a lot of times actually lately, is with sand. Another very common thing, but like where it drifts, like here and wherever it ripples, and the finer grains gather in some spots and thicker grains in others, and sifted. You see it when the wind's blowing like this. You see all those finer grains blowing up in the, oh, there's some, you'll see it on the horizon there, or near the far end there, just blowing up. I'm not getting too much of it here. I've been in it before where it's just all over the place in your eyes and stuff. So that's nice that it's not like that. But yeah, something interesting about the sand. Appreciate it. Alright, so I'm gonna chill in this windbreak for a second, and then I'll hop over that way and head either that way or that way slightly. I'm not sure, because the main river was over, you know, I was skirting along it on the way in here, and I thought it was going to block this whole edge out. So I think that river swung wide and is way on the other bank now, which would leave a lot of this land open, which is kind of cool. But I guess I'll find out. Found a big old chunk of driftwood to protect me from the wind. It's actually kind of a hole here for some reason. Yeah, wind's getting a little cold, but still a lot of open land back that way. I ended up turning around. I'm heading back in the direction I came, but taking a different route so I can keep the exploration going. But turning back is that cloud's getting pretty ominous, and this wind mixed with some cold rain this time of year doesn't seem very pleasant. Survivable, but not pleasant. So thought I'd turn around, start wandering back that way. Yeah, seemed like the right thing to do. So that's what I'm doing. Wind is picking up and increasing in its chilliness factor. I keep bothering those seagulls. I'm trying to keep clear of them because they don't seem to be appreciating my presence. Just a small group of them back there, but they followed me for a good while. Couldn't seem to get far enough from where they were to make them happy. So maybe they're just chatting with me, who knows. So I'm making my way back here. I'm almost back to my final little exit out of this river valley. It's a little calmer here in this little patch of trees I'm in, and I think the wind's actually dying down. I was noticing it's kind of cool to be out here with the it was nice when it was sunny, but then it got kind of gloomy and overcast. these clouds moved in, it got colder, the wind picked up, and all those things aren't like my favorite kind of thing to be in. I'd rather be on a nice warm day with sun shining, but something about being out in it while it's coming and going is always fun. I don't know if fun's the right word, but it's interesting. Feels different because you know, the air cools and I cool with it, and I don't know, something kind of, it's like a connection that goes on there, being a part of the shifts and changes. Like, yeah, it's not warm sunlight, but it's maybe it just makes me look at it more, you know, kind of feel it a bit. Who knows?